Just a short video. I just wanted to talk about this topic because I think it's a classic topic and it really defines sometimes what I think mental health is sort of missing or missing the point. This topic is around happiness. You'd sort of think that this would be something easy to talk about or something that everybody can sort of define really easily, but I think the reality is that when you're in a mental health crisis and you've got something that is making it difficult, happiness might be the goal, but happiness is very difficult to achieve. And you have to actually step back and understand what happiness is. It's not about this, person skipping down the road with a huge smile on their face or anything like that. It is actually what gives you joy. And I think when I was in my mental health battle, trying to think of something that actually gave me joy or that would actually distract me or anything like that, or just put a smile on the face was few and far between, and it was difficult to come up with. I think the idea that just think of something that makes you happy and then I go off and do it is just something that people come up with that maybe have not had a real mental health battle. It certainly wasn't that easy for me. And I know the people that were asking me about it. I know where they were coming from. I know what they were talking about. And I myself sort of wondered, why can't I just think of something that makes me happy? But it was just not something that was very easy for me to do at that point in time. I nearly had to go back to basics. It was nearly like being a child again. What actually makes you happy? What is the thing that gives you joy? What gives you an uplifting feeling? All of those things were stuff that I needed to actually rethink about. And I know that sounds like mad in terms of having to think about what makes you happy. For most people who are not in that mental health space, you just do something that makes you happy. But when you are actually plagued by depression and all those other mental health illnesses, actually coming out of it and saying what makes you happy is really, really tough. I struggled, I will say, for years to try and really think about what made me happy and to sort of try and work through and work to something that would get me there. So I think for all those people out there that get told, just find something that makes you happy, it actually is a little bit harder than just sitting down and thinking about it. But that's where it starts. I think you sometimes have to go back in time to when you might have been a child, when you might have been younger, when maybe you weren't fighting your mental health battles, and what actually gave you happiness there, what actually helped. Even finding the small things. Sometimes it's the smallest, minutest things that will give you happiness, and they're the things that you need to hold on to and figure out. If you're cooking a meal and you love that, what part of it is making you happy? If you go and walking with a dog, what part of that is making you happy? If you're playing sport, if you're doing stuff with friends, what part of it is making you happy? It's not then about just maximizing that to the limit, but at least having that awareness that this is what's making you happy and this might be a place to start. So don't beat yourself up if somebody comes to you and sort of says, why can't you just think of something that makes you happy? Just realize that sometimes it's not quite that simple. And you need to take time to actually get to that point and understand what might make you happy. Just thought I'd share that because I know that was a struggle for me. Good luck to you and hope you're doing well.